The Battle of Emmaus took place in 166 BC between the Hasmonean forces of Judea, led by Judas Maccabeus, also spelled Maccabeus or Maccabaeus, known to history as Judah the Hammer, and the third expedition of Greek forces given by Antiochus IV Epiphanes to Lysias. The generals for the expedition were Gorgias, Ptolemy the son of Dorymenes, and Nicanor. Battle. Gorgias established his base camp at the town of Emmaus, along the western border of Judea, while Judas Maccabeus' camp was located in the town of Mizpah, north of Jerusalem. Word reached Maccabeus that Gorgias was leading 5,000 troops on a march against his camp and was planning to surprise the Jewish rebels in a nighttime attack. Judas abandoned his camp and led his forces to Emmaus to attack the Hellenic base camp that remained there. Gorgias found the camp at Mizpah empty and deserted. Under the pretext that Judas had fled with his army from Gorgias' forces, he began a search for them in the surrounding area. The only obvious place in the region to hide was the mountains. So Gorgias and his men scoured the hills for Jewish soldiers. They were unsuccessful. The forces led by Judas lacked swords and armor for many of its soldiers. Arriving at the camp at Emmaus, Judas saw that the enemy had no such problem. The camp was heavily fortified and was surrounded by well-trained heavy cavalry. Judas Maccabeus organized his men to attack the Emmaus camp in two units resembling a regular army, with units of 10, 50, 100, and 1,000. They set up a fortified camp on the south side of Emmaus. Judas addressed his men, urging them to fight valiantly, for it is better for us to die in battle than to see the evils of our nation, and of the holies. Nevertheless, as it shall be the will of God in heaven, so be it done. Though he spoke these words, Judas Maccabeus was seeking victory, not death and glory through martyrdom. The Gentiles defeated, Judas's army pursued them in the flight, harrying the rear until almost 3,000 were left dead. Gorgias returned to Emmaus, only to find his camp destroyed, with the rebel army in possession of the camp and in position against his troops. Gorgias did not give battle after the destruction of his base, but fled to the coastal plains with Judas pursuing his army. It was considered one of Judas Maccabeus' most important victories in the war for Judean independence. Bibliography. William. 50 battles that changed the world. The conflicts that most influenced the course of history. Savage, M.D. Barnes & Noble Books. ISBN 0-7607-66096.